Good. And we will mute all. We'll give everyone a few minutes. A few minutes. Oh my gosh. Hey, Courtney, see your face. See Michaela. Really excited. Oh my gosh, what a crazy May has been just a whirlwind with, hey, Trisha, with life. We started off, we were saying we started off in Miami. I can't even believe it was the same month doing the team retreat. And then school, end of school year for four children. Um, Ray is going to high school next year. Luca's going to middle school, all the end of school year stuff. I have two that have to get 504 and IEP recap and assessments, and it's literally been insane. And then Saturday, bright Saturday morning, we're heading to Mexico. So making sure the house is good with the kids and the dogs for Mexico. High school already, I cannot believe it. Do you guys not even know how much I cry when I picture just she was my first, she was a little baby, and now she's going to be in high school. It is so insane to me to think of that. So then I have one left in elementary school. Crazy, crazy time. So this month we have been talking about follow up a lot. And so I was actually asked to do this. Our Up line's doing a monthly series called Road to Director series. There's a training every single day, essentially, that all the replays will be accessible in June. And I actually made this for them. But when I was thinking of a great way, when you're if you're following up, you're going to come up with objections. That's just it. When you're circling back, that's something you're going to hear all the time. So I feel like it's something really good to kind of wrap up because we figured out, the magic does come from follow-ups. So I was actually looking like, okay, Brittany, what makes you someone that you can talk about this a lot? I deal with a lot of objections, and the reason why I can say that is because I have enrolled a lot. So this team started February 7th, and as of today, I've personally enrolled 205 people. And when I say that, it's not like, oh my gosh, I've got 205 yeses. Probably have gotten 1,500, 2,000 no's. And not everyone was an instant yes. Like I had to follow up and kind of work through with people over time. And so I really feel like this topic is one that can completely shift your business and like a lot of things. Objection it is just like verbiage and it comes down to mindset 100%. So before we kind of dig into everything, I want to say this very loud and very clear. If you get like anything, is we do not chase people. We don't beg anyone to join us. We don't have to because we have a gift that we're offering people. Like, this is a gift. And when you have something so amazing, whether it's the products, the community, the income potential, you are offering something that could genuinely change someone's life in some way, shape, or form. And so you don't need to beg. And when you're coming from that posture and that confidence, which we'll talk through when we break through, it will change how you handle objections and when people, have whatever reason why it doesn't work with them. When you're facing an objection, it is really not about convincing anyone at all. You're helping them get out of their own way. That's really it. Like that's where I said a lot of it does come down to mindset. You're helping them get out of their own way when it comes to objections. So we're going to start by shifting our mindset some on around objections. So objections are not rejections, they're actually buying signals. It means the person is curious, that they've thought about it, that they thought about it, they saw themselves as an influencer, and then they talked themselves out of it. That's kind of the key. They're really just a call for more information. They're not saying no, they're really saying, I'm not sure yet. And it's not your job to push them, it's your job to kind of guide them. to kind of figure out like it themselves in a way. So I want you to remember that objections aren't walls, that they're doors, and you just have to learn how to walk someone through that door. So there's only really a few. I'm sure, like I said, we've had thousands of objections, but they all fall under this umbrella. So these are ones that we hear all the time, the top five when it comes to signing up or joining or buying. I don't have enough money. I don't have the time. I need to talk to my partner. My partner said no, or something like that. Number four, I'm not a salesperson. What can fall under I'm not a salesperson is, my family and friends don't support me. My network's not big enough. I've done this before and failed. And then another one is just, I want to think about it, I'm not ready right now. And so, like I said, these are all of these objections are there's this is the title, and then there's like an umbrella under it. So this is kind of the main one, and then you might hear one off the wall, but it usually falls under one of these five. And these really don't mean no, they're really like I'm unsure, and they're almost always 99.99999 times tied to fear, past experiences, and the big one is lack of belief in themselves. So that is why your belief and your confidence matters. And that's why I started by saying it. So when you show up confident in these conversations, most people are saying no because they lack confidence. And so it's your job to give them, let them borrow it, tell them what you see while you're talking to them, right? So when someone gives you an objection, I know typically our first gut instinct is to be like, jump into like convince mode, get defensive. Don't do it. Honestly, I wait a little bit sometimes, like a couple hours before sending them a voice message, slow down, stay calm, and then get kind of curious. Most importantly, always hold your posture. Your energy will always matter more than anything you say at all. So if you show up flustered, rushed, desperate, throwing them a bunch of different things, they're going to feel it. It's going to scare them. They're going to back away. It's going to be a little harder to get through the close. When you're grounded and you're genuinely curious, they lean in. People love to, I say it all the time, talk about themselves. So you ask questions and stuff like that. People don't follow pressure. They back away from pressure, but they follow your confident posture. So we're going to go over the laser method. This is kind of my go-to framework when I'm handling an objection. It kind of keeps you from getting defensive, and it helps you lead with confidence. So it's laser. You can kind of write this down. L is listen. A is acknowledge. S is seek clarity. E is empathize. And R is respond confidently. So listen, acknowledge, seek clarity or seek answers, empathize, and respond confidently. And why I always love doing these little, you know, letters, because you don't have to memorize like a bajillion scripts when you're talking. You can just be like, oh, laser, and you walk them through the process with like calm confidence. So, sorry, I just got a little distracted. So we're going to use one of the most common ones, probably that we all hear, is I don't have enough money, and we'll see how laser kind of works in action. So when they say, hey, I don't have enough money to do this, you're going to validate their feelings. So you're going to listen, right? You're going to be like, oh, no, I get it. You can even give an example. I mean, all of us can relate to struggling in some way, even if it's now or when you signed up. Acknowledge a lot of people are struggling right now financially. And then seek clarity. So that means you ask questions. This is a part that I think is like when you're, because objections are a call for more information. Are you saying it's not in the budget, or that it doesn't feel worth it yet? So, and then empathize. When I joined, I only had a $5 to my name, or whatever your story is. I can totally relate. Then you respond. The cool part is this $19 unlocks 50% off. So even if you shop for yourself, it pays itself. So I kind of want to break this down a little bit that I don't have money. When someone's saying that, it's because you haven't shown the value and the opportunity good enough to them. And so, whatever reason, I don't have the money right now, whatever objection that looks like, it's because they haven't seen the value. So, I love asking them for more clarity. Wait, are you saying it's not in the budget right now, or that it just doesn't feel a value? Because here's the thing, if someone is saving money, if they're saying they don't have the money, you are offering them something literally by the 50% off discount. In our huge product catalog, there are things, none of it, like most of the stuff people are using already, right? Hairspray, dry shampoo. So you're offering them a way to save money right there. So that's like the best, the worst case is you end up saving money. The best case is you can make money. Like it's like offering someone a Costco membership. You know what I mean? So I feel with a Farmasi opportunity, we can dispel this objection every time just by finding out, is it not in the budget right now? What does that look like? Or do you not see the value in it? Because here's the thing, like we know that there's people that will say they don't have money, but then they're ordering DoorDash 3 times a week, dropping $100, just stopping by Target, whatever, right? We probably have done that before. They don't see it as valuable. And so that's why they're objecting. So it's our job to show the value in the opportunity, and we can figure out what would be more appealing by asking them questions. So we'll go through a couple more, just little breakdown. Hold on, I want to move this chat box out of the way. So example one is wanting to talk to a sponsor or spouse sponsor, sorry, talking to your spouse or partner. You totally get that. A lot of people like to make decisions together. Seeking clarity, a question would be, is it their opinion you're not sure of, or is it your confidence? And then I would say, I've been there. I had to get my partner on board as well. A lot of people. And then your R would be responding confidently. Would it help if I sent down a breakdown for you guys to go over, or did a quick 3-way chat? Offering to bring their partner on board, a part of it, so they can learn. That's a great way to respond to the needing to talk to a partner objection. And then a big one is that I'm not a salesperson. What falls under that is, like I said, a bunch of different things. I don't have a network. I've tried this before. It didn't work for me. So many different ones. You would say, I hear that all the time. I hear that all the time. Honestly, I'm not a salesperson, right? Most people in this business are not salespeople. Is it the selling part, or just not being sure like how to do it? I felt that way too. I definitely didn't want to be salesy. So that's being empathetic. I felt that way. And then responding confidently. But we really teach you to share, not sell. It's being real, not perfect. There's no way you can go wrong with Farmasi because you're real. It's a lifestyle product and you're just sharing what works for you. So when you're seeking clarity, you're asking what part of the sales are they not sure about? Do they not know what to say, or is it the selling part? And then you see how you kind of break it down with laser. So it's less about having the perfect answer, and it's more about meeting them where they are. And I'm not sure if you guys kind of see that with this method, like getting them to, you're kind of guiding them through it. So this part's really important. Like I said, you're offering a gift. You're not begging for a sale. Out of the 205 people I've enrolled, I'm sure none of them will say that I begged them. I gave them information. I talked through what concerns would be. But I showed up in confidence. When you show up confidently, people trust you more. And when you're like trying to convince, you lose your power. People think it's like transactional. They start to get skeptical. What's in this for you? Why does she need me to join so bad? You know what I mean? Because here's the truth. Confidence converts, desperation is draining, and you want them to feel your certainty. You want them to know that you are good either way. Whatever they decide to do, because you know what you have is that good and that amazing. You're really just wanting to help them. Like, what do I always say? Out of service. You are following up, you're giving them this opportunity to help them. So you're fine either way. You just want to let them know that you have this amazing thing, right? And so that's where, like, the posture of when you're handling the objections matter. Like, you're not going to get defensive, you're going to kind of guide them through it. So these are a few lines I love to keep in my back pocket. They kind of help open the door to real conversations without pressure, so you can screenshot them or write it down. One of my biggest ones, like, is because you know how it is. You're following up with someone and they said they're going to sign up and it's over and people are like, oh my gosh, how do I close them? I'm like, just ask them directly. What's holding them back? Why haven't you signed up yet? Just be direct. That's what a confident person would do. Like, what? Totally understand. So what's holding you back the most? And then you can kind of go through there. I also like to have people think of, if nothing changes, where do you see yourself in 90 days? If money wasn't a factor, would you want to do this? That is really good when people say they don't have the money for it. And then another is no pressure either way. I just want to help you feel empowered in your decision. So these questions get people thinking deeper and they help you lead with the confidence and the posture. So we're going to anchor this in and kind of focus on this, that objections are actually a really good thing. They mean that the person has actually pictured themselves doing this. If you're getting objections, that means you're talking to people. That means they've thought about doing this. You guys know, what do I always say? When you're following up, you need 8 to 12 touch points before someone actually pulls the trigger. So if you're getting an objection, that means you've already probably knocked out 1 or 2 of those. So you're already through kind of the process that you go through before someone is in. But that means they've thought of signing up and being an influencer. They've pictured themselves, but then they talk themselves out of it. They let fear pull them back. So that's not a no, that's an opportunity for you to help reconnect them to the vision. You're going to give them the belief to follow through. And the belief can be like, oh my gosh, girl, I've seen you do your makeup. I've seen your influences. And that's if you're thinking of the business point. And the other confidence can be like, you're sharing how saving the money, the 50% discounts helping you, whatever angle you're going for. The stronger your belief, the easier it is to transfer that belief to them. So I'm always making sure, like, I'm scanning their, wall, getting to know them a little bit so I can throw, like, how, like, oh my gosh, you dropped that picture. You had, like, so many people engaged. Like, people love to learn from you. People, you're giving them belief, the confidence to, give it a try, honestly. So some final truths I want you guys to carry when you're moving forward is you're not going to take objections personally ever, just like follow-ups aren't. People ghosting you isn't personal. Someone objecting isn't personal at all. When you're leading with service, you're going to lead with service, not pressure. Going from a place of service always pays back. Your posture is everything. It is everything in this business. How you carry, how you respond, that is going to make or break whether someone decides they want to sign up with you versus sign up with them, whether they want to stay a customer versus an influencer. If they go, whatever that looks like. And here is a big one. Someone objecting today equals enrollments in the next month or the future. I've enrolled 25 people this month. At least 5 of them were hard no's in February. So like I said, I started that process back in February and I checked in, we followed up, made sure I stayed on their radar, and here it is May and they're influencers. And when I look at my other experience at my former company in 7 years, I can think of somebody that I followed up with for years. And it was like a no, not right now, checking in. And she finally, because you guys, you're business people, you're in it for a long game. An objection doesn't faze you. Them not being ready right now doesn't faze you. You have an abundance mindset. There's always more people. There's more time. Maybe right now they're taking another journey. They're doing something else, but that doesn't mean in 6 months that they're going to not want to join pharmacy. You know what I mean? So just because you have an objection today isn't like a, oh my gosh, no, forever, it's done, it's gone. No, it's just you're in that process. You're in that 8 to 12 follow up process. So you show up, stay calm, very curious, ask questions. When you ask questions, you get to know about them, and they also know that you genuinely are curious about them and you're confident. It leads them to feel safe. It makes them feel safe to be, honest with you, and safe that this is a place that they want to be a part of. They want to be a part of your community that you're building. So I want you to kind of write this down if it helps. Clarity plus confidence plus consistency. Clarity plus confidence plus consistency equals conversions. You need all of it. Consistency is always going to be the biggest one, in all caps. Underline it, circle it, because that's really what it comes down to. But when you're talking to someone, you're giving them clarity on the opportunity, because it's just a call for more information. Confidence is how you answer, respond to them. Consistency means it's going to take some time, a couple more conversations. It's not just one or done. And then it's going to equal those people becoming a lead, converting to an influencer. So we're going to always wrap it up with a challenge. We have month end, so it's kind of perfect. I do really want you to have 5 real conversations this week. Ask questions, invite those objections, and use laser to guide in the conversation. So if you know someone, think of like someone that you may have already had an objection, try the laser and guide them. You're going to guide them, not convince them. I know that some people feel either way, but the more no's you hear, the easier it is. Like it really doesn't bother you. If you're a salesperson, I don't know if this is the first time you hear this, you're going to get used to hearing no. And it does not phase you at all. I promise you. Like you just consistent about it and you're confident. And that's the other thing why you have no issue circling back with someone, is because you are so confident. You're so confident, you have the best of the best, and you already know that they're going to sign up eventually. It's just a matter of when. And that's the place. You're so confident in the gift that you're giving them that they just haven't seen the vision yet. And you're going to help them see that. And and it's really coming from that place, carrying that energy, because objections are where the breakthrough happens. Sometimes you're like training them before they're even in, like you're helping them because they have stopped themselves. Their mind has talked them out, has given them like lack of belief, and you're helping them even break through that before they even sign the link. So I'm super excited, you guys. I'm going to tell you, I really hope you guys feel like you walked away a little bit more equipped and more confident than when we started. Let me know if you're ready. Drop "I'm ready" in the chat if you feel a little more equipped to handle some objections. And I really want you to remember, this is really important. You do not have to have all the answers. And matter of fact, having all the answers is scary to people. They don't feel confident if they think they have to know everything. So be okay not knowing it all. And you just need to lead with the right heart, and that you literally have this gift and you just have to share it with the world, and you're helping people believe in themselves again. And that, at the end of the day, I think we have an amazing community that you can get paid and does it all. Good products, amazing community, amazing team. So I'm super excited. I think we can all get a few more influencers on the team before month end. And I really am glad you guys came and hung out with me on hump day. So have a good end of the month, you guys. I love you all so much. And I will chat with you guys later. I'm just a message away. I think you guys know that. We'll wrap this up here. See, I knew today's would be better because I wasn't flustered. Have a good night, guys.